Hey everybody, Michael Batiste from the Elk Calling Academy. Welcome back to Wapiti Wednesday Q&A. So if you guys are new to this channel, basically we do elk call reviews, gear reviews, elk calling lessons, tips, and tutorials a lot like this one. So if you're new to the channel, you might want to consider subscribing and be sure that you turn on notifications. So that way, you know when we come on live. So pretty much right now we come on every Wednesday and do the Wapiti Wednesday Q&A. So here we go. Let's get after it. So tonight's question comes from YouTube, comes from YO67, and he wants to know, or they want to know, when you're working a bull and trying to get more aggressive and get that bull mad enough to come in closer, what clue signs do you look for in his responses to your calls for you to kick it up a notch and incorporate other calling methods such as raking or stomping? Great question. So easiest thing is a few of the clues that I'm looking for when I'm working for a bull is his response. And that response is signs of agitation. Now, the one thing is though, anytime we hear response, we immediately think of calling, and there's so much more involved in a response. It could be he bugles back. It could be that he rakes. A few different things, pacing. Different things that you kind of listen for that kind of show a heightened aggression. So now, raking. They can just sit there and just rake kind of casually, or they can flat out get after it, where they are just cracking those antlers on the tree, breaking branches, just flat out tearing stuff up. When you hear raking like that, that's a sign of aggression. So if you hear that aggressive style raking, then, that bull's getting mad. He's getting more aggressive. His testosterone's level is rising basically, and you can get aggressive as well. Now, what do you listen for in his bugles? More volume, heavier finish, heavier growl. And, we kind of talked about it before, location. But as they get more agitated, you can tell it in their bugle. They'll have more volume to it. It'll hit a higher pitch. They'll have a heavier growl at the end. When they chuckle at the end, they kind of get that ape-like chuckle going. Those are all signs of aggression. Now, obviously, another indication that his aggression level is rising if he hits you with a lip ball. So, because the lip ball has a little bit more aggression involved in it than just your typical standard location bugles. And then, of course, if he challenge bugles. So those are all indications and things those are dead giveaways that his aggressive level is rising. So that's an indication to you right there that you can step up the aggressiveness of your calls. Now, if you ever get into a situation and you're not sure how aggressive to get on your calling, then by all means, match the responses that you're getting, match that intensity, match that volume, match that, pitch. So if you match that, then you don't have to worry about being too aggressive. But, there are times where you're just working a bull, and it's just kind of stagnant and nothing's working. You want him to force him to play his hand. So go ahead and get aggressive. You've tried all kinds of different other things and nothing's working. He's just hung up. He's just staying back there. There's a few different things that you can do. Go ahead and try to get a little more aggressive with him, or try to slip in a little bit closer. Get him to force his hand. Get him to, push over the edge. So, you're going to find yourself in that situation one time where you're just kind of in a stalemate where you just call and call and call and call, and that bull does not budge. So maybe you have to get a little closer. You need to figure out why he's not coming. But those are just a few of the things that I look for, in responses from a bull, engaging whether I can be more aggressive or not. Now, sometimes on that, it could be a chuckle by itself. It could just be a deep growl into a chuckle. So there's a lot of combinations that you want to kind of listen for. But trust me, you'll know when you hear it that he's getting a little more aggressive with his bugles. So, all right, Wyo, I hope that answers your question. Thank you for submitting it. We got some great questions in last week. So if you haven't submitted any questions or you have questions, be sure to put them in the comment section down below. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. This coming Friday, we have the video review of the open reed cow call from 208 Custom Calls. So be sure that you come back Friday to watch that one. We are running up this Sunday into the mountains to film some heritage series open reed cow calls from Native by Carlton. And also we're going to try to answer that age-old question, what's the best water filter for your style of hunting? So, all right, guys, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate the support. As always, keep calling, keep practicing, but most importantly, have fun. And we'll see you guys next week on the next episode of Wapiti Wednesday Q&A, brought to you by Elk Calling Academy. Have a great night, guys.